Welcome to the Excel assignment on desktop publishing. What we're going to do is create a simple spreadsheet if you were to own your own business, just so you can see how to do some adding and subtracting in a sample checkbook on Excel, and then you'll learn a little bit about Excel in the process. So I have a spreadsheet set up here with some generic titles for expenses and incomes, things like that. Don't just copy this down. We're going to have some math involved, and I'm going to make sure that you can do the math at the end. So for example, I'll show you it's a live spreadsheet. If I change this number to 1000, you'll see some of these numbers update. If I change these supplies to 2000, you'll see all these things update automatically. So here we go. I'll just make it down here below it so we can reference the top one. First thing, you might want to put your business name up here. I'll just throw that like that. I'm going to skip a couple columns down, and I'm going to hit number 1 and then number 2. A trick I want to show you is that you can highlight 2 cells, and this little icon in the bottom right, if you grab that and drag it down for you, it's called an autofill. It's automatically going to fill in the progression that you've started. So if it's counting, if it's days of the week, if you're counting by different numbers like 5, 10, 15, you can have that. And then I'm going to put description, income, expenses, balance. That's all the same. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. You'll have to write it out. And then supplies, rent, sale, taxes, stuff like that. You can write that out. Feel free to use any name you want. There's nothing, no mystery there. I'm just going to copy and paste that as well. Sorry guys, I'm going to move this just up one more level because I need to put in my balance. I'm going to just start with like $5,000. But if I just type in 5,000, watch what happens down here. It's a regular number. What we're going to do is format this so it's in currency. I want all of these cells to be numbers in currency, so dollars. So I'm going to highlight them. I'm going to right click and I go to Format Cells. Then the third option down is currency, 2 decimal points, so we got some cents there. I'm going to hit OK. Now my number is magically 5,000. And then you can fill in any numbers you feel you want here. So supply is going to cost you $1,000. Type in 1,000. Rent is you're going to be dirt cheap rent, 500. So just the terminology. Let's say you make a big sale. Let's say you make $3,000 for a big sale. Taxes are low because you have a low rent, something like that. Sale is really big, $5,000 again. I don't know. So you got some crazy numbers. You're making it big. So if you notice that these numbers changed, this is where it gets tricky, yet where the power of Excel comes in. I have a balance of $5,000, so let's just say that's what I'm starting with in my business checking account. These are my expenses. These are my incomes. I can manually add these up, or I can have the computer do it for me. So follow here with this. To write an equation in Excel so that it does the math for you, you start with an equal sign. So you go to the cell you want to start in, and then we're going to write out an equation. I want to take whatever number is above, so $5,000, and I want to add to it any income. So I'm going to hit the plus key from this cell. So any income coming in from there, I want to add that to that number. Any deductions or expenses coming from my expenses, I want to take away. So I'm going to click on this cell. And if you notice the numbers, E15, that's column E, row 15, plus column C, row 16, so that's a cell, minus D16, that's a column D, in row 16. So if I hit enter, it's going to automatically do the math for me. So we should know that 5,000 minus 1,000 is 4,000. Yet, here's the kicker. Just like I showed you with the drag and drop or the autofill over here, I can autofill an equation and it'll automatically apply the math to the respective columns, to the respective cells. It'll know, it'll go back and it'll say, okay, well, for this one I want to take 4,000 minus 500 and I get 3,500. And if you look up here, there's that equation. So if I ever wanted to edit it, or if I want to know where is it pulling the data from, it's right there. Notice everything is highlighted nice and neat for me according to the numbers. Pretty nice. So if you took desktop publishing and you like making business documents, you want to have a business, Excel might be your best friend one day. So hopefully you get this done. And I'll check to see that these cells indeed are live, and I'll ask you to change them for credit. There you go.